Egyptian officials said they warned Benjamin Netanyahu 10 days before the attack that Hamas was planning a huge operation on an unprecedented scale. It is claimed that Israel ignored these warnings and instead was focused on the West Bank and not the threat that the war is emerging in Gaza. And Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected this report. He says he did not receive any prior warning, but Israel's Defense Force is being definitely tested tonight, and that is because this conflicting is now widening. We now know that Hamas is threatening to execute an Israeli civilian hostage anytime that an airstrike hits Gaza civilians in their homes without warning. They also threatened to live broadcast this execution. It is not known exactly how many hostages are now inside Gaza, but Hamas said it is holding 130 people. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warns that retaliation attacks have only just begun, adding that this week's event would change the Middle East landscape forever.
Israel is at war. We didn't want this war. It was forced upon us in the most brutal and savage way. But though Israel didn't start this war, Israel will finish it. Once the Jewish people were stateless. Once the Jewish people were defenseless. No longer. Hamas will understand that by attacking us, they've made a mistake of historic proportions. We will exact a price that will be remembered by them and Israel's other enemies for decades to come. The savage attacks that Hamas perpetrated against innocent Israelis are mind-boggling, slaughtering families in their homes, massacring hundreds of young people at an outdoor festival, kidnapping scores of women, children, and elderly, even Holocaust survivors. Hamas terrorists bound, burned, and executed children. They are savages. Hamas is ISIS. And just as the forces of civilizations united to defeat ISIS, the forces of civilization must support Israel in defeating Hamas. I want to thank President Biden for his unequivocal support. I want to thank leaders across the world who are standing with Israel today. I want to thank the people and Congress of the United States of America. In fighting Hamas, Israel is not only fighting for its own people, it is fighting for every country that stands against barbarism. Israel will win this war, and when Israel wins, the entire civilized world wins.
Gaza, the once called the world's largest open-air prison, the air and sea blockade is now cut off and under siege. It's been called Swords of Iron. 300,000 reservists have been called up. 100,000 are starting to take position close to the Gaza border near Sarad and Ashkelon to wait for the order to come.
Our job is to make sure that at the end of this war, Hamas will no longer have any military capabilities.
U.S. President Joe Biden said he is in constant communication with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He confirmed the United States is going to continue giving full support to Israel to defend itself, with the Pentagon confirming they will be assisting Israel to restore its mutations. Thanks for watching.